capable, man.
Slacky.
Recorder keeps on cutting off, man.
Let me get that real quick.
So I'm taping the rest.
And the reason why Joe Biden is stepping down, man, because Yahweh Bashmiel Shai is taking away his understanding, man.
He's taking the wisdom out of teaming, man.
Let me get that real quick.
And a lot of people are starting to not believe the rhetoric that's being spewed out by the media, which is hypnotizing the masses into believing, their story.
And real quick, the word media, okay,
it's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft, which means medium between the government, okay, and the people, okay. And Esau's media is what? It's television,
telling lies to your vision,
okay,
programming your mind, and that's how he has a grip over the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the rest of the world. Because what's he doing? He's pitting the Jews versus the un-Jews. And pretty soon that's going to be the chip versus the unchip. The people who believe their rhetoric versus the people who don't want to believe, the people who don't believe their rhetoric. The people who are going to bow down versus the people who are not going to bow down. And Yahweh Shemiel Shai, he's reserved 7,000 men that will not bow, man.
Romans 11:1.
11:4. I'll get
11:4. Water, bro.
Go right to it. So I'm going to get it. Romans 11:4. But what? I'm going to get 11:3. Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down thy altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life.
And this is Apostle Paul referencing, what was it, the book of Kings?
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
But what has said the answer of Yahweh unto him, I have reserved myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. And in these last days, it's going to happen again. And the 7,000 men isn't exactly 7,000. The number 7 is a number of completions. That's a complete number of men who are going to bow down to the beast system, man.
Right, and the image goes into Esau's reflection. His lifestyle, the way he moves, the way he behaves. Okay, and a lot of our people who are taking the lifestyle of the so-called white man, we are going to get put to death, man. Okay, via famine, via sword, okay?
And it's all about the wicked elites, really. Because the average everyday Edomite doesn't really know what's going on. They don't have a clue, man. Our enemy, our chief enemy is the house of Amalek, the wicked, the bankers, man. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, the people that are actually putting this all together, man. The people that are actually putting it in these leaders' ears, their plans and what they want them to implement as far as step by step.
Right, which is gradualism. Or there's another word for gradualism is a systematic approach. A step-by-step approach that Esau Edom is trying to execute, right, to confuse the masses.
Right? What's he using right now? Systematic oppression. Okay, if you don't want to get the yo jabba jabba, you can't do this, you can't do that. Pretty soon you're gonna try to walk into the grocery store, and you can't go into the grocery store. Matter of fact, the Filipino president said exactly that. If you don't have the yo jabba jabba, you can't go outside, you can't go shop, you can't do commerce, you can't work, so on and so forth. And that's going to come to Babylon pretty soon, man.
Right, and he's taking orders from the Rothschilds, man. Okay, now the word Rothschild means what? Red shield. That's how you know who Esau Edom is. Right? Got something, bro?
Yeah. This is Psalms 58 and verse 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies.
Right, speaking lies, speaking hypocrisy.
And that goes back into that media, okay? That mouth that they're using as a form of witchcraft, right? It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. All right, and that's who goes to show who Esau Edom is, man. They're that serpent. Okay, why do you think they have on a lot of these uniform patches? All right, they have the image of a serpent saying, "Don't tread on me."
Right, and a serpent's always moving. Right? It's not always straight; it's always curved, making all kinds of words to ask for Satan. Right. Real quick, Revelation 12:9, just to back you up about Esau being that serpent. Revelation 12:9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Right, and the angels of Esau Edom, okay, that's his left-hand side priesthood. Okay, which they call him what? The Chaldeans, right? Which those are their major high priests on the left-hand side. Quick, another one right here, going into how Esau Edom has blinded the minds of our own people with his witchcraft. This is 2 Corinthians 2:2. It says, give me a second. I'm ready to get it right here, bro. In the King James. 2 Corinthians, okay, 4, and I'll start at 1 and 3. It says, but if our gospel be hid, now the word gospel, okay, means the good news. It is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world, right, and the God of this world, the word God in the Hebrew means Allah. Okay, on the left-hand side is the power of this world. It says, has blinded the minds of them which believe not. Right, starting with our people, man, the 2/3. And we pray to Yahweh Shemel Shai, we are not a part of 2/3. It says, that's the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. For we preach not ourselves, but Hamashiach Yahweh Shai the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Yahweh Shai's sakes. And those servants are the prophets, okay, who are diligently going out into the highways and hedges, okay, prophesying the downfall of Esau, Edom, okay, and prophesying the rise of the nation of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You got something, bro?
Yeah, hold on. Ecclesiastes 7:13. Consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked? And Esau, Edom was made to be crooked. You know, he was made to be the wicked. He's in the movie for that exact reason, to be wicked, man.
And he's also known as the vessel that was created for destruction. Okay, Esau, Edom was created for a specific purpose.
I think that's Romans 9:22.
Okay, I got you.
Can you get that?
Okay, I got you, bro.
So Proverbs 16:4. The Lord Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked, for the day of evil.
Oh, yeah, bro.
And Esau, Edom is known as the wicked. Job 9:24, Malachi 1:3. You know, that's how you can track who Esau, Edom is, man. You know, and these wicked elites are doing everything according to plan, everything according to the scriptures, man. And that's how we know who Esau, Edom is, because the scriptures say the wicked are going to do these exact things that they're doing, looking to lock down cities, you know,
speaking like a great dragon with his draconian laws.
hiding your nationality, you know,
Right.
calling themselves you know, stealing the land. That's in the book of Joel, you know.
I got you right here in Romans chapter 9 and verse 22. What if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Right, and the vessels fitted for destruction, that's Esau, man.
Can you skip up one?
All right, slug it, bro.
I think it said that's one for honor and one for dishonor.
All right,
Romans 9:21.
Let me go back.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, Romans 9 and
Maybe 20.
21.
Just say one vessel for honor and one for dishonor. So just want to make a point, because Yahweh Shemel Shah, he's made one vessel for honor and one for dishonor.
Okay, I
You
got it
know?
right here, bro. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 20. We'll start at 19. Thou wilt say them unto me, why does he yet find fault? For who has resisted his will? Nay, meaning La'ah, but, O man, who art thou that replies against Yahweh? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
And through this man's pride, he actually thinks that he actually stands a chance against Yahweh Shai when he returns, man, when he's going to return. He actually thinks that he can get the blessing back. That's
Right.
why he's using all these drastic measures to implement a new world order, you know, because he wants to get that blessing back, man, you know. But it's already decreed from the heavens that that blessing is going to the elect. And through these loins of the elect, that's going to be passed down to the whole nation of Israel, man. You know, he's trying to offset prophecy by doing all these things, man. You know?
Esau Edom, he's doing his best to hold on to his kingdom. Okay, but like the scripture says, he has a specific time, a specific a year, okay, a date where he's going to fall. Okay, his kingdom, his dynasty is going to fall rapidly.
How about Shimon Shai set a perpetual decree that he cannot pass, man? You know?
Let me see, continue, bro.
Yeah,
This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 21. Has not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Now you can apply that double fold, because that actually applies to Esau, Edom, and the nation of Israel, primarily the elect, but you can also apply that to the 2/3 of our people, man. you know, because they're spiritual Edomites, man. You know, they have to be destroyed, you know, and brought back in the kingdom, man. And the vessels of honor, as far as the nation of Israel, is the Israel of the Most High, you know. So I'm going to read Jeremiah 5 and 22. Fear ye not me, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for bound of the sea by perpetual decree? I'm going to start from the top so I can. Jeremiah 5 and 22. Fear ye not me, said the Lord. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass, though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail, though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. And that's a precept that goes into Esau Edom. You know, those proud waters that's mentioned in Psalm 124. You know, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, Isaiah 59 and 19. You know, there's a perpetual decree that Esau Edom can't pass, man. When he tries to come in after the prophets and after the actual followers, you know, that's when that standard is going to be lifted, man. You know, and we're waiting patiently upon that day, man. You know. That's why we want all hell to break out. You know, all hell to break loose, man. We want this man to start pushing the baby sword with a mandate tomorrow, and eventually the RFID microchip next week, man. You know, because once he does that, that means World War III is right around the corner, and salvation is right around the corner as well, man. Right around the other corner, man. And Otto Rathazai comes as quickly as possible, man. We can't wait to have this man in chains. Otto Rathazai, we're of that number, man.
And that's why Elder Apostle R named this year, okay, the year of hastening the return of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Now, when you go into the word hasting, it means to study. Okay, study diligently the scriptures, okay, on when Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to return. Okay, I got a precept, this is Jeremiah 28 and 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied. Now the word prophesy means to speak before. Okay, speak before about future events. Like what? Like the brother brought out, okay, the RFID microchip, okay, World War III, okay, the ICBM missiles, Jacob's trouble. It says, the prophets that have been before me, the prophets that have been before me and before you of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. And isn't America known as a great kingdom? It says of war, right? World War III, and of evil, right? Jacob's trouble, and of pestilence, right? These different plagues. Okay, the focus as an example of a plague of destruction.
And what do you have going on right now? All three of those things. You have World War III, the beginning stages of that being brewed up out there in Donbass area, you know, eastern Ukraine. You have a pestilence going on all around the world that the wicked elites are pumping out, and they're pumping fear into the masses. Also, you have evil at an all-time high. Evil is actually in its perfection, because guess what? The wicked's in rulership, man. You know?
I got a precept just on that. This is Matthew chapter 24 and 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, so going into, you know, how he was going into all these wars and rumors of wars, how you got Babylon going up against Russia, you know, what else?
You got Taiwan with the Chinese.
Exactly.
Ukraine with the Russians.
It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and that's going to go into how there's going to be an uprise within Babylon. It's going to be nation against nation, race wars. Okay, and that goes into, I think it's 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, if I'm not mistaken.
The 13th and the 9th chapter as well.
So continuing on, it says, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Hey, matter of fact, there was an earthquake today out there in Alaska, a powerful 8.2 earthquake. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So this is only the beginning. You know, we've gotten a small little glimpse of what Jacob's trouble is going to look like, man. You know, but this is only the beginning. We got a long way to go. We got a long way ahead of us. You got something?
Yeah, I got it right here. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh has not done it? Surely Yahweh Shem Yahushai will do nothing, but he reveals secrets unto his servants, the prophets, right? And we know the secrets, we know the prophecies. Okay, we know what's about to be manifest here in America. Okay, which America goes back to the Latin word amargado, which is the land of bitterness. Okay, the state of the people of this world, they're in a bitter mindset. Okay, confused. Okay, ignorant and darkness. Okay, got something, bro? This is Amos chapter 7.
3 and 7.
3 and 7 again?
3 and 7. Did you get 8 as well? I think you just got 6.
Want to start again?
7 and 8.
Okay, this is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely Yahweh Shai will do nothing, but he reveals his secrets unto his servants the prophets. Verse 8. The lion has roared, who will not fear? Right, and that lion, that's Yahweh Shai. Okay, the lion of the tribe of Judah. It says, the lion has roared, who will not fear? Yahweh Shai has spoken to his prophets, who can but prophesy?
And that was it. That was it. And you know, that's who's been given the mysteries, the prophets. And guess who's doing the roaring? You know, the men who've been given the mystery, the men who've been given the understanding. You know?
This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Right, and Jerusalem was the people before his face.
It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry. And when it goes into the meaning of the mark that this is referring to, is going into the wa, okay, or exempt from judgment. All right? It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So that's what we're to do, man. You know, come out here and prophesy, all right? Prophesy against these great kingdoms, or so-called great kingdoms, all right? And set that mark. Set that mark. We've been revealed the secrets through Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and we're revealing it to Jerusalem. You know, being out here on the highways and byways, also going into Jeremiah 5 and 1, you know, where, let me just go ahead and read that. Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 1, it says, run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem. And that goes back into that word Jerusalem again. It was a people before it was a place. And see now and know and seek in the broad places thereof, if ye can find a man. If there be any that execute a judgment that seeketh the truth, I will pardon it.
Right, and we are those men. Okay, Lord, we are those men, okay, who are seeking judgment, who are seeking justice, man. Because this devil has, okay, killed our people, okay, since 1492. Okay, what is it, 500 years already? Okay, even up to this day, 2021. Right? So we're seeking for justice, but only Yahweh Shai is going to help us, okay, seek for that justice. Right, guys? This is Isaiah 44, you said 24? Isaiah 44 and 24, thus saith Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb, I am Yahweh that maketh all things, right? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he made all things, man. Okay, we go into the same concept as Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and the angels and messengers, they created everything, man. The moon, the sun, the clouds, okay, the heathens, okay, the elect. It says, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, right? The universe, the different planets, the different solar systems, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself, that frustrateth the tokens of the liars, right? Those tokens are the signs, and who are those liars? Esau. It says, and maketh, it says diviners, diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward, and going into the Byzantine Empire, man. It says, and maketh their knowledge foolish, man. And that's an example of Joe Biden. Okay, that's why when he's out there speaking, okay, in front of the whole world, man, his knowledge is foolish. The way that he speaks, okay, he doesn't have many words left, man. Okay, he's falling apart, and that's a good example of America. Okay, America is a perfect example. Okay, how about you now? Do to this place, man. That confirmeth the word of his servant and performs the counsel of his messengers.
And his messengers and his servants, the prophets, man. You know?
Hey, spiritually speaking, man, our word for messenger in the Greek is angelos. We're also known as those messengers, those angels of Yahweh Shai here on earth. It says, that saith to Jerusalem, thou shalt be inhabited, and to the cities of Judah, ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof. Right, going into the tabernacle of David. Right?
To the tabernacle of David. That's what's being written in these last days. That's why Esau Edom is so afraid. I got something to back it up. Colossians 1 and 25 and 26. Whereof I am made a minister according to the dispensation of Yahweh, which is given to me for you to fulfill the word of the Most High, the prophecies,
right.
You know, even the mystery which had been hid from ages and from generations, but is now made manifest to his saints.
Now, one of the saints, get Psalms 55, they get Psalms 148, okay, around 19 to 20. Okay, and those saints, okay, another synonym is what? The righteous. Okay, the elect. Real quick, going into how Yahweh Shai, he gives his mystery to his servants. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and verse 19. Many are in high place and of renown, right? The people of the world, like you have these professional rappers, singers, okay, professional athletes who were not given the truth. It says, many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. And those mysteries, okay, those are the prophecies. Okay, Yahweh Shai has revealed, okay, his the future events, his blueprint, okay, to his servants the prophets, which that blueprint, okay, is the volume of the book, okay, the Holy Bible from Genesis all the way to Revelation.
I'll get Psalms 55.
All right, Con.
So Psalms 55, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
Right, Yahweh Shai through David, King David, the beloved, okay, said, gather my saints together. Going back into the book of Sirach, the 36th chapter, okay, where it says, gather all the tribes together. Okay, the tribes are symbolic to the saints. Right, go ahead, bro. Read one more time. And how is Yahweh Shai gathering his elect? Via the word. Okay, via the scriptures. Go ahead.
Psalms 55, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
And who are those who made a covenant with Yahweh Shai by sacrifice? Get Deuteronomy, the 5th chapter. Okay, the word covenant, okay, means what? An agreement. Okay, the laws, statutes, and commandments were given to the Israelites during the time of Moses and Aaron. Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 1 to prove that Yahweh Shai made a covenant, a decree, okay, with the nation of Israel.
Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 1, it says, and Moses called all Israel,
like all Israel, okay, not the heathen, just Israel. Go ahead.
and said unto them, hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears in this day,
And this day, go ahead.
that ye may learn them and keep and do them.
Meaning to apply the scriptures. Go ahead.
Yahweh our power made a covenant with us in
There
Horeb.
you go. So that's the precept for Psalms 55. Yahweh Shai made a covenant and agreement, okay, with the nation of Israel. Matter of fact, give me that in the book of 2nd Esdras, where it speaks about how the heathen has not known the type precepts. Roughly paraphrasing.
Second Ezra 3 and 30, I think 34.
34 around that.
So I got a precept to back it up. Isaiah 59 and 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, said the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, my spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, said the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, from henceforth and forever.
Right.
That's perpetual covenant, man. You know? That's the word not departing from Jacob, man. You know?
I want to back up the brother. This is Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 29. It says, the secret things belong unto Yahweh Bahashim Shai, our power. Now, what are those secret things of Yahweh Bahashim Shai? How hot is the sun? Okay, how big is the universe? Okay, how many sands are in the sea? Okay, it says, but those things which are revealed belong unto us. Okay, who's the us? The servants and prophets, first and foremost, and to our children forever, right? A perpetual decree, that we may do all the words of this law. And now when you go into the proper meaning of the law, okay, is the precepts. Get Psalms 119 and 142. Okay, go ahead.
So I'll get Joshua 1 and 8 while you get that.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So Joshua 1 and 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Right, and to meditate doesn't mean to crisscross applesauce, like you're doing yoga with the symbolic Baphomet. Okay, meditate means to think upon. Okay, go ahead.
This Joshua 1 and 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night,
Day and night.
that
Okay.
thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
The law and the testimony. Go ahead.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
The blessings. Going back to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, starting around the first verse on down to the 14th verse. Yahweh Shai said, okay, if you apply, okay, the law and the testimony, then you will be prosperous. Then will you receive the blessings, okay, of the promises. All right, you got something, bro?
What was that? 119 what?
For what?
For Psalms?
Going into how the law is the truth. Go ahead. And get John 14 and 6. Because Yahweh Shai said he is the volume of the book. I got it, bro.
So this is second Ezra. I just get so we don't get ahead of ourselves. So this is second Ezra 3 and 35.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start at 33. I'm gonna start at 32. So, is there any other people that knoweth thee besides Israel? Or what generation hath so believed thy covenants as Jacob? And the law wasn't given to any other nation but the nation of Israel. You know, Psalms 147, 19 and 20. Amos, oh, okay.
Psalms 147, 19 through 20. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any nation. So Yahweh Shai, he hasn't given the precepts to the heathens. It says, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Shai, right? So the heathen, they don't understand the judgments of Yahweh Shai. That's why they're able to eat bats, eat pork, okay, abominable fruits, okay? Psalms 147, 19 through 20.
Just to back him up so we don't lose the precepts. Second Ezra 3 and 35. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Second Ezra 3 and 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name hath kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
Not the heathen, man.
And the heathen weren't given the law, man. You know? And that's why they won't get the blessings. You know? All you vocab Malone heads, man.
Right.
You know? Salvation is only for the elect of Israel. You know?
This is this is Psalm 50 and 16. It says, but unto the wicked Yahweh said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? And that's going into how the heathen is not meant for them to have these law, statutes, and commandments, right? But that's how these Christian churches are that's what they push.
Yeah, hey, matter of fact, let me get that in Matthew 22, or Proverbs 28 and 5. Evil man understand not judgment, but they that seek, and the evil man, okay, it all starts with Esau. An example of Esau is a vocabulary. All right, he doesn't understand the scripture. That's why he's turning, a debate, go back and forth. Okay, speaking about how we are the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, we are the Hebrew Israelites, not the Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, he's causing division amongst our own nation now. This is Proverbs 28 and 5. Evil man understand not judgment, but they that seek Yahweh understands all things. And we understand all things, man. We understand the prophecies, we understand the law. Okay, and it was given to us, okay, to execute the law, okay, and the testimony of our Lord Yahweh. That's it, bro.
This is Amos 3 and 1. It says here, this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Right, hear this word, which is Yahweh Shai, going back to the book of John 1 and 1. Go ahead.
O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, oh, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
You only have I known. Okay, not the heathen. Go ahead, bro.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
right? We're being punished right now, man. We're in the land of our captivity, slavery, okay, having to work a 9-to-5 job, okay, having to pay taxes, okay?
And that's why you know the judgment's got to come onto the house of Israel first. And I'm going to go ahead and get that. This is 1 Peter 4:17. It says, "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh."
Right.
It says, "And if at first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that not obey the gospel of Yahweh?"
Which the gospel is good news. Those who go against the good news, okay, and they're going to get a harsh judgment. Okay, and ultimately that harsh judgment comes in the form of fire, man. Okay, via the chariots, so-called boats, okay, the ICBM missiles, okay,
Fires, plagues, earthquake, diverse places.
Yep.
All these things that are happening right now.
Yep.
the ICBM missiles.
Her wedding was Queen.
Okay, this is MLB out the end game, okay, of Esau Edom.
And America will be destroyed by fire.
Right.
You know, that's the end game right there. You know, but before that happens, guess what else has to happen?
Right.
They have to push this.
Right. The devices of the traffic, man.
They have to push this first,
Right. Exactly.
which is the mark of the beast, man. You know, once this happens, then everything is gonna go turned up to the max, to the 10th power, man. And we can't wait for this to happen, you know? And all these things happening with the Yo Jabba Jabba are signs that this is right around the corner, you know? Right here.
And it's happening very rapidly, man. Okay, the more we go out here and speak Yahweh Shemel Shah into existence, okay, the faster this devil collapses, man. This is Job 21 and 27. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. Okay, so hey, we know we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Okay, it all starts with this AI, his artificial intelligence, okay, his 5G frequency, okay, and ultimately that idol, which is the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. You got that, bro? All right, again, this is Job 21 and 27. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. Yeah, another word for imagine or imaginations are these demons, man. The intelligence of Esau, man. His CIA, his Central Intelligence Agency, his FBI, who are working overtime, okay, to stop this word, because they Esau Edom understands that, okay, if the prophets are in the highways and hedges, okay, that means he has a short time. Going back to Revelation 12 and 12, okay, that the devil knows that he has but a short time. Okay, why? Because Yahweh Shah has prophesied that, okay, through his prophets. Right, bro.
Yeah, 2nd Ezra 8 and 27. Regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen, but the desire of those that keep thy testimonies in afflictions. And we're not supposed to regard the wicked inventions of Esau Edom as far as having respect for him, as far as being fearful of him. We're supposed to give warning, but if you're truly in the spirit, you know that Yahweh Shai, he's gonna have and preserve, he's gonna have protection over his elect and preserve his elect, you know? Going into that. So this is let me get Isaiah 41 and 8 and then Isaiah 42 and 1. So let me get Isaiah 41 and 8, 42 and 1 first. So Isaiah 42 and 1. Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles.
Right, and it all starts with Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Okay, he's going to receive, okay, all authority, okay, from the whole universe, man. Okay, and through Yahweh Shai receiving authority, he's going to give his authority, his power to his men. Going back to John, the 17th chapter.
Can you look up upload real quick? Just to get a good sense of clarity of what that's talking about, you know?
This is the word you want in the etymology, bro?
Yeah.
It says uphold is a verb, to support, to sustain, from up, meaning to maintain in good condition or repair.
Yep, and to back you up on that, let's go to the book of Mark 13 and 13. Because he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved.
Right, the end of what? The end of Esau's kingdom.
I got you.
Okay, you got it, bro?
Okay.
This is Mark 13 and 13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But
The name of Yahweh Shai, not Jesus Christ.
That means if you got the right name, you're gonna be receiving hate. Hate mail is gonna be at an all-time high. Now you got those false prophets down the street
Right.
preaching the name of Cesare Borgia,
Right, yes,
everybody,
Christians.
they're coming in the spirit of love. Now, nobody's sitting there, you know, taking down their YouTube videos, calling them domestic terrorists. You know, that means that they don't have the spirit of prophecy, and they're not the true prophets of the Lord, man. You know, what happened to the apostles, man? They were all put to death besides John, man. If you read the book of Mark, Yahushua was put to death in the 14th chapter, man. You know,
Because he was bringing out the truth, man. He was bringing a testimony because Yahweh sent him. He was to be witness, man.
It was a contrary doctrine to what the masses were used to. Just as this doctrine, this true doctrine, is contrary to what a lot of these heathen nations and even our people are used to hearing.
that's why Yahushua said, "Blessed is he that is not offended in me," man. Because this true doctrine is offensive to the masses. You know, to Esau, Edom, especially the wicked elite who are actually putting all this together, and 2/3 of our people who are under the vibration of Babylonian Jews being fed to them by their oppressors, man. You know, still worshiping their oppressors, man. You know, believing every word this man says, man. You know,
And the simple believing every word.
yeah.
Man.
If they said you got to walk on your hands and knees and crawl on your hands and knees tomorrow
Right.
because the virus, it's like the thing,
Right.
it goes above 3 feet. So if you stay below 3 feet, you're safe. You see a lot of people walking around like dogs and sheep, man. You know.
That's them worshiping the image of the beast. Going back to that, Revelations.
And sheep are impressionable, you know?
Yeah.
They need a shepherd, man, you know?
Yep.
And a lot of our people are dumbed down, man. They're simple, man, you know? And this is why the prophets, the apostles, including when Yahushua was in his ministry, was cussing them out, man, you know? Because they were acting simple, man. You know, when Yahushua said, "You are of your father the devil," he wasn't talking to heathens, man. He was talking to our people, man. Because guess what? They were being simple, man. They were acting like Romans, man.
Yeah, they have overpassed the deeds of the wicked, going back to Jeremiah, I think that's the 5th chapter.
They had Stockholm Syndrome back then, man.
Exactly, bro.
You know, they forgot that those same Romans were the Greeks, man. You know?
And this is so I'm gonna just get this. This is an account of Yahushua preaching. All right, this is Luke 19, and I'll start at verse 26. It says, "For I say unto you that unto every one which has shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he shall be taken away from him. But those my enemies, who are his enemies, those who are against him." It says, "If those who are for me, what is it? Those who are for me are against me." You know, it says, "But those my enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me." This is the doctrine that Yahushua was preaching. And in any Christian church, they would read that and they would consider that to be hate.
And that's in the gospel, the good news. So it's the good news that Yahweh is going to slay his enemies, man. Okay? This is going to the enemies of Yahweh Shai. Psalms 83 and 1. "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh Shai. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult," right, a great noise, "and they that hate thee have lifted up the head," right, they're being proud, man, against the doctrine that's being preached in these last days. "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people," and who are the Lord's people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones," right, the prophets. "They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." And that's ultimately the agenda, okay, of Esau, is the New World Order. "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom," right? So Edom is on the hit list, on the top. So-called white men, right, the elites, "and the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, of Moab, and the Hagarenes," going into the Chinese, the different Ethiopians, the Hamites, "Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek," right? And Amalek, that's the chief tribe of Esau, going into how Yahweh Shai said in the law that he's going to have war with Amalek forever, man. Okay, and it all starts by what? By his prophets, okay, prophesying their downfall, man. All right, you got something, bro?
This is going back into that tumult or
That great noise.
that great noise that these heathens are putting up against us. You know, Esau being the number one target, man. You know, that's why it says to prophesy against Mount Seir. You know, Ezekiel 35.
That Mount Seir is here in America. That government structure.
Yeah, we go ahead and read it.
Go ahead.
It says Ezekiel 35:1. It says, moreover, the word of me Yahweh came unto me, saying. So like, let me read that over. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
Right, set thy face against Mount Seir. Okay, what is the modern day Mount Seir? Here in America. Okay, the whole 50 states. Go ahead.
It says, prophesy against it.
Prophesy, speak about future events. Go ahead.
And say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh our power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee.
Right, Yahweh Bashmiel is against Esau. It's against Mount Seir. Go ahead.
And I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Most desolate. Okay, another word for desolate is a desert
Barren.
or wilderness, man.
Barren.
Be a what? A barren also means unfruitful. So this place is going to be unfruitful, man. All the crops that you see, strawberries, avocados, okay, the watermelons, everything, man. All these fruits and vegetables are going to be desolate, man. Go ahead.
It says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh,
Right.
because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. And what's the modern day sword?
Right.
You got these missiles, you got us being gunned down, okay, by these law enforcement,
Right.
okay, soldiers, and also with this
Also,
soon
man,
to come MOTB.
Exactly.
Okay, the big sword. All right, this is the major sword that we have to look forward to.
The Harakma.
Okay, and when this is implemented, this is coming soon after. It says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time their iniquity had an end.
Right, and that happened during the time of the Babylonian Empire, around the 539 BC. All right, go ahead.
It says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So that's what's going to have to come upon them, man. The ultimate bloodshed, all right? Going back into Isaiah, the 66th chapter, the 15th verse, if I'm not mistaken, how Yahushai, he's going to be, coated in blood pretty much from slaying the enemy. You know, and that's what Esau, Edom, and these heathen nations have to look forward to. That's their ultimate judgment, alongside being in captivity for 1,000 years in the kingdom.
And Yahweh Bashmiel said, recompense unto Esau, Edom double. Which was the double of 500 years? Okay, that's 1,000 years. Okay, and Esau, Edom is going to be in captivity and slavery for 1,000 years in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashmiel. Right, this is Exodus 17 and 16. For he said, and who's a he? Yahweh Bashmiel, because Yahweh has sworn, the Lord will have war with Amalek. Right, and who's the modern day Amalek? Okay, the Jewish, man.
Yep.
Okay, the Rothschilds, the Rothschilds,
wicked elite.
Man. The wicked elites, man. What they call the Illuminati. Okay, the light bearers on the left-hand side.
And who holds the real light? Who holds the true light? The prophets.
The prophets.
Okay, we're the real true Illuminatis, the illuminated ones.
On the right-hand side.
On the right-hand side.
It says, the Lord will have war with Amalek. And Yahweh Bashmiel Shai said in Exodus, the 15th chapter, and the 3rd verse, that he is a man of war. Okay, he's not just a man of love, but he's a man of war. Going back to Isaiah, the 14th chapter, okay, around the 7th verse, how Yahweh Bashmiel Shai said, okay, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, do all these things. It says, Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, man. Okay, meaning a forever, man, until Yahweh shall returns. Okay, and puts this devil in chains, man. Going back to Psalms 110, Yahweh Bashmiel is going to put our enemies, okay, on our footstool, man. So I'm paraphrasing.
So I got a precept to back you up on what we were just bringing out, and what you were just bringing out. So Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city, Babylon the Great. Right. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. And woe means destruction, and that bloody city is Babylon the Great, America, man, the most famous place in the Bible, man. and what's going to happen to America right here in front of you, baby. You know, thermonuclear heat, man. Strange rain. You know, that's what's going to be the end of America, man.
Because you brought out what was the name, bro?
Yeah.
About the cities. It says John 10:10, the thief cometh not but for to steal, right? Steal your resources. It says, and to kill and to destroy. So going back, what the brother brought out earlier about how Yahweh Shai has made all things for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. So Esau Edom, he was created for a specific purpose. He was created to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but as well as what not to be, how not to behave yourself, okay, because if you behave like the so-called white man, okay, you're gonna get put to death, man. It says, and that they, Slakia, I am come that they might have life, and that life is true, and that they might have it more abundantly. That's it for that.
It's hard because once you adjust it, it's like, when you adjust
Con, this is Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. It says, Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah?
Who is it that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And Basra is the chief capital of the city of Esau Edom. You know, that's where he was roaming, man. You know, and Basra is America, man. You know, basically wherever these Edomites pitch their tents. You know, but Basra in this lifetime is Babylon the Great, America, man. You know, that's where he's gonna come from with dyed garments, man. You know, he's coming to wreak havoc, man, with these chariots and destroy Babylon the Great, man.
And I want to back you up with Basra. Basra means a sheepfold or enclosure in Hebrew, and was a pastoral city in Edom, southeast of the Dead Sea. According to the biblical narrative, it was the home city of one of Edom's kings, Jobab, son of Zerah, reference Genesis 36 and 32, and the homeland of Jacob's twin brother, Esau.
That's it, man. Tying the dots together. That's how you connect. That's how you know Esau Edom is connected to Basra, you know? But also in Isaiah 63, like the brother just mentioned from the top, it said, who is it that coming from Edom? That means Yahweh Shai is coming back to visit a specific nation of people when he returns. That means that nation of people still has to be here, man.
Yep.
You know? And the scriptures say that there's no end of the people, man. You know? So Esau Edom is still here. For Jacob is for Esau is the inner world, and Jacob is the beginning that follow it. That means Esau Edom still has to be here, man. You know? Especially for Isaiah 63 and 1 to be written the way it is.
Isaiah 63 and 1, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I think I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Mighty to save. Who's the only one that has the power as far as an angel to forgive and pardon sins? Who's the only one that has the power to save? Yahweh Shai. Who's the only one that has the power to give the order, you know, to save you in that situation? He can send an angel to save you in that situation, but he's the one that gives the order, man. Because Matthew 28 and 18. Oh yeah. Bring it up.
So Matthew 28 and 18. And Yahweh came and said and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth.
Yep.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai, or Slagi Yahweh has given Yahweh Shai all authority, man. Okay, here on earth. Okay, to execute what? To execute judgment. Okay, going back to Hebrews, the first chapter. Okay, where was Apostle Paul referenced that Yahweh Shai was given all authority to control the whole system of Esau, man.
Continuing on, it says, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
And the brother was bringing it up earlier, so I just had him go to it, because that's representative of the amount of bloodshed that's going to be shed upon the planet Earth when Yahweh Shai returns, man. That's why the scriptures say, for those that desire the day of the Lord, you know,
Let me get there real quick.
you know, because, yeah.
Got it, bro? Amos 18.
Amos chapter 5, verse 18, it says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light."
Right, and that darkness is coming, man, via EMP from the Russians, okay, electromagnetic pulse. Okay, and recently you had a brother who was from Montenegro. Okay, on Tuesday when we were bringing the word out, okay, the lights went off, man. Okay, that's Esau Edom, okay, experimenting how the masses, okay, are going to react when all the lights shut off, man.
And not only that, but when it's complete total chaos out here in these streets, okay, and there's fires, okay, the sun being darkened, the moon being darkened, going into things like that, it's going to be straight pure darkness out here. All right, the sun isn't going to give its light. All right.
Also, on the spiritual overtone of that, that's when people start purging, man. That's when Esau Edom is going to come down with great wrath. That's when he's going to start locking down cities. In the form of pushing the Yo Jabba Jabba and eventually the RFID implantable microchip, man, which is the mark, man. And that's a time of darkness. That's Jacob's trouble. That's evil in its full perfection, man.
Going back, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, finish it off.
It says, "As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him." So no matter where you go, man, you can't escape the judgment of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai. It says, "Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?" Right? It's going to be complete darkness. It's going to be madness. All right? The prophets aren't going to be out here on these streets anymore. So we're the light bearers. Okay, we're giving this light, this word. Okay, and if we know where to be found, it's going to be complete spiritually dark out here, man.
I got a precept to back you up on what you just brought out. So this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 8, we'll read 8 through 11. "The mighty Lord, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai, sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?" Going back into those that desire the day of the Lord, where it's darkness and not light. Nobody can sit, once Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai has your number, nobody can drive that decree away, man. So 2nd Ezra 16 and 9. "A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence." That pretty much speaks for itself, man. And Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai is threatening you right now, man. If you're not in the right spirit, this message is a threat, man. This message is a death threat, man. There's death threats all throughout the scriptures, man. Death threats to Esau Edom, to the other nations, 2/3 of our people,
That's the bitter part of this truth, man.
the false prophets,
Right, man.
Ezekiel.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 1. "And Yahweh said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet." Right, we're standing upon our feet. "And I will speak unto you, and the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I sent thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me." So, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai, okay, has sent us prophets, okay, to warn the children of Israel, man, because they have been rebellious. It says, "For they, Salakio, to a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me, they and their fathers have transgressed against me," right? Another word for transgression. Okay, going back to 1 John 3 and 4. Okay, sin is the transgression of the law. What is the law pursuant to Psalms 119, 142? It's the truth. It says, "And their father have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. For they are impudent children," right? And the word impudent means fools, man. Our people are fools. They are stupid, right?
I got a precept
Oh,
on
yeah,
that,
bro. Matter of fact, Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3 as well, bro.
Let me get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 4 and 22.
Right.
It says, "For my people is foolish."
Right, and who's the Lord's people? So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Go ahead.
It says, And that's the spirit, because if y'all would have seen what had just happened,
Right. Yeah,
It
man.
says,
Hey,
"For
our
my people is
are rebellious, man.
Con.
Okay, our people are taking the ways of the so-called white man, of the heathens. Go ahead. Get it, bro?
they have not known me."
They have not known me. You have not known the ways of Yahweh Bashim Shai. The only way that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans know about is the way of the devil, man. Your father, the devil. Go ahead.
They are Sodom's children.
They are. Read that again, bro. Salakia.
It says, I'll read it from the top. "For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are Sodom's children." Sodish meaning
Stupid. Right?
stupid.
Foolish.
It just means stupid and foolish.
Or impudent.
Okay.
Right? Go ahead.
It says, "And they have none understanding."
Right, they have no understanding. Why? Because pursuant to Job 28:28, the only way for the nation of Israel to understand wisdom is to depart from evil, man. To depart from the ways of Babylon the Great. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Got something?
It says, "They are wise to do evil."
They are wise to do evil, man. And what happened right now? Okay, they're wise to do evil. Okay, getting more carnal. Matter of fact, give me that in the book of Romans. Okay, for to be carnally minded is death.
Let me
Okay,
finish this out.
Go
It
ahead.
says, "But to do good, they have no knowledge."
They have no knowledge, man. Okay, they have no power. Okay, their only power is the left-hand side, Jesus. Again, Esau, man. Confusion, carnality, and that's our people, man. Go ahead.
Romans 8:6. "For to be carnally minded is death."
Or to be carnally minded is death, man. What's going on right here? They're being carnally minded.
Being carnal. Going up against their own people, man.
And ultimately, it's the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, man. How thy eye shall be evil against thy brother. Go ahead.
It says, "But to be spiritually minded is life and peace."
Right, to be spiritually minded is life and peace, man. Okay, examples of to be spiritual is Galatians 5:22, long suffering, patient, okay, loving one another. Go to James chapter 2 and verse 5, man. Okay, the royal law, okay, is to love the brotherhood, man, first and foremost. James 2 and 5. And our people don't understand the true meaning of love, man. Okay, which starts with action, okay, following the precepts of Yahweh Bashim Shai. It should be James 2, try 8. If you fulfill the royal law.
This is James 2:8. It says, "If ye fulfill the royal law,
The royal law. And we are royalty, man. Okay, go ahead.
according to the scripture,
According to the scripture, which is what? The law, go ahead.
thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself."
Right, and I think that's James referencing the book of Leviticus, the 19th chapter. Thou shalt not hate thy
Yep.
brother.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, "Ye do well.
Ye do well, man.
But if you have respect to persons,
Okay.
ye commit sin and are convinced of the law as transgressors."
Right, and we understand that Yahweh Bashim Shai is a respect to no persons. Okay, it don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, a billionaire. Okay, if Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to execute judgment on you, hey, that's according to His law, man. All right, got something, bro? Got it. Those are the spirits, man, rising up. Okay, Amos, what was it? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord has not done it?
This is from rtnews.com or rt.com.
Slovakia, real quick, RT News means Russian Times. Okay, the news from Russia. Go ahead.
It says, "Come into my office and arrest my entire staff. Capitol Police ordered to arrest maskless staffers. Republicans say they'll resist."
Right. And Yahweh Bashim Shai has put the spirit of Satan
That's
on
Satan
these
against
people,
Satan.
man.
That's Satan. That's Satan.
Yeah.
Satan.
In Isaiah, the 19th chapter.
That's the Egyptians.
Egyptians against Egyptians. Yep.
That's the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man.
Spirit, bro. Real quick, this is Psalms. Slovakia, man.
I'll go ahead and get it. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2.
Start that one, bro.
Verse 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud."
Right, that's swift cloud. That's pursuant to, I think that's Zephaniah, Zechariah, the 5th chapter. That swift cloud goes into the punishment, man, the chariots. Go ahead.
It says, "Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt."
Egypt.
That's how he's going to make his grand entrance.
Right.
This is the spirit. This is spiritually Egypt.
Right, and a good example is look behind your dollar bill, man. On the left-hand side. Go ahead.
It says, "And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence."
Right, the idols of Egypt shall be moved in His presence, man. Okay, because when Yahweh Shai returns, okay, there's going to be a terrible earthquake. Right, go ahead.
And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Right, the heart, meaning the mind, the spiritual aspect of Egypt, is already falling, man.
Time.
Okay, you
It's
got
gonna-
people wearing masks, walking to and fro, confused,
outside, where
Outside.
this is supposed to be fresh air, they're wearing masks.
right? And not just that, bro, they're wearing masks inside their car with the windows rolled up, man. Okay, and that's how you know they're confused.
That's how you know that they're under complete mind control of the doctrine of the serpent.
Exactly.
They're completely mind warped by the media. You know,
Under that spell, under that witchcraft.
Well, that bro gets to the point.
It says verse 2, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians.
Right, who's the modern day Egyptians? Okay, it all starts with Esau, Edom, okay, the so-called white. Okay?
And they shall fight every one against his brother.
And it's happening, man. You have Republicans against Democrats, Democrats against Republicans, okay?
And every one against his neighbor.
And everyone against his neighbor. Father with his son, okay, the son with the mother.
and the
okay?
final stages of that,
Yes, yeah, that's okay, bro.
is going to be when the Russians bomb America, man.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the end
because
game.
that's the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man. That's Esau on Esau, man. You know, that's the big kahuna, man. You know, and we're waiting for that moment. You know, patiently waiting for that moment, man. You know,
It says city against city.
Right, city against city, man. Okay, that's happening. You have, for example, in Arizona, okay, in California, in these major cities of the states. Okay, Esau, Edom, he's dividing. Okay, the goats from the sheep. Okay, bro.
It says and kingdom against kingdom.
Kingdom against kingdom, man. Okay, here in Babylon the Great, you have the old Edomites fighting against each other, man. All right, go ahead.
It says and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof,
It's falling, man. Okay.
and I will destroy the counsel thereof.
And what's the council, man? Okay, the crafty council written in the Psalms, the 67th chapter, man. Okay, the Illuminati, the illuminated ones. All right, go ahead.
And they shall seek to idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards,
Right, they're the witches and warlocks. Okay, they're high priests.
fortune tellers, trying to see what their future beholds. But their future is written here in these scriptures, man.
That's the future, man.
speaking of the future, let me get something real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd chapter. We'll start with the first verse. If you read Wisdom of Solomon, this is Esau Edom Slakim reasoning with himself, man. You know, this is Wisdom of Solomon 2:1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Right.
And that's Esau Edom's future, man. You know, their whole kingdom is going to be burnt up, man. It's going to be memorial, man. A memorial of how not to run a kingdom, man. You know, and all these heathens are going into slavery, man. You know, the camel jockeys, you know, the doo-doo stinking ass Africans, you know, the Moabites, you know, all of them, man. You know, and they're going to be taskmasters over Esau Edom, man. You know,
Right. and
contrary to what your love everybody pork chop eating pastor says, man. You know,
Right.
contrary to what Bishop Babyback says, you know,
Right.
you know, Lutheran lobster tail, Sister Shrimphead, who has no business teaching, man.
Exactly.
Reverend T.D. Snakes.
Reverend Ribtip, you know.
Right.
So Wisdom of Solomon 2:2, for we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath of our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart.
Right, meaning their life goes to pass very fast, man. What was that average lifespan now? Around 60 years, 65 years?
Yeah, 60, 70
And
years.
for Esau Edom, the stats, man, is what, like 35 average? Okay?
You got everybody else out producing Esau, man. You know?
And that's why when you go to different health stores like Whole Foods, Sprouts, you see Esau Edom always on that healthy section. Like, what is it, like vitamins, trying to get vitamins. You go to Craigslist, you always have Esau Edom asking for sperm from the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, because the woman cannot have any more babies, man. Okay? Yeah, bro.
So Wisdom of Solomon 2:3, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. And that's what's going to happen to Esau Edom, man. You know, Obadiah 1:18, man. after that 1,000-year captivity, there'll be no more. You know.
Obadiah spoke about how Esau's going to be like unto fire. This is Obadiah. Now Obadiah means in the Hebrew Ibadiah, okay, a servant of Yahweh, and we are those servants, man. Okay, we represent Obadiah in these last days. It says Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Right, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hates the nation of Esau, man.
Also, if I may,
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
all these other nations are starting to realize that something's not right about Esau, man.
Right.
They don't believe his lies anymore. You know, his wickedness has started to be exposed. And what's he want to do? He wants to suppress that, man. He's calling truth critical race theory. No, that's your past war. That's your past war crimes, man. And when you're brought up on it, man, you're calling that misinformation, disinformation. And people who bring it out, conspiracy theorists, you're calling it hate speech, man. You know, you're calling what we're bringing out hate speech. But this is truth, man. This is biblical prophecy, man. This is the spirit of truth filling the world, man. You know, this is the
Rain, man, because the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said in the law in Deuteronomy 32 that his doctrine shall drop as the rain. Okay, so this truth is being expounded, so to speak. It's being dispersed throughout the four winds of the earth, and it's destroying the idols of Egypt. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Right, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said in the book of Proverbs that pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. It says, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, which goes into Esau's modern day title, Caucasian, which means from the Caucasus Mountain, man. Okay, the real caveman is the so-called white man. Okay, starting with the international elites.
And you know what's even funny? You know, being the caveman. All right, look at you remember that? I don't know if you remember the commercial, the Geico commercial of the caveman. That's what Esau was, man. That's exactly what they were when they. That's how they looked when they were in the clefts of the rock.
Going into Genesis the 25th chapter, when Esau was born, he was born red and hairy, man.
Yep.
Okay, he's an ultimate caveman, the ultimate caveman beast. Okay,
just because we own it. This is Job 30 and I'll start at verse 5. It says, they were driven forth from among men. And when were they driven forth from among men? When the Israelites came in power, all right, ruling Europe in that day. That's why they call it the Dark Ages, because the dark people of that time, which were the so-called Black, Hispanic, or the Slakia, the Southern Kingdom,
was the Byzantine Empire.
Which the word Byzantine means backwards, and our people during the 1,000 years of ruling in Europe, okay, they were going backwards from the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Which led us to where we at today. Continuing on, it says they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, and in caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
The rocks, man. That's the when you go to Petra, man. That's pretty much Esau's dwelling place.
Can you get that 1 and 3? Because that's probably the heart that deceived thee.
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right, and that's Esau's mindset. Okay, he's very proud that he even tells himself, who's going to bring me down? Okay, what power is going to bring my kingdom down, man? Okay, they don't believe in Yahweh, man. Okay, they don't believe in a higher power. That's why they're known as atheists. Okay, are non-believer of a higher power. All right.
Going back to the clefts of the rock, that's where they feel they're most comfortable. Because look where they're going to try to hide, man. In those bunkers, in those places, in rocks. Okay. But when we're going to start being hunters, okay. You know, we're gonna go into those rocks and pull them out of there, man, and bring them into subjection. All right, reading on, it says, oh wait, y'all wanna go ahead and get that?
Yeah. It's the channel, man. So this is Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. And these elites, they have bunkers, man. You know, they have bunkers already set up. That's why you had 200 CEOs resign since 2018. Where are they going? Where are they going? They're going and setting up those bunkers, man. You know, and that's why a lot of them started to resign at a very, very high rate when the pandemic hit. You know, and some of those actual people were actually behind the Event 201. You know, the World Economic Forum.
That was around the month of November.
Yep. The Bill and Uncle Melinda Gates Foundation.
Right, and that was a month before the pandemic hit, man, December 31, okay, 2019, a day before so-called New Year's, okay, the year 2020. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, right? Examples of the kings of the earth is too. Vladimir Putin, okay, the president from North Korea, Kim Jong-un, okay, Joe Biden, right? It says, and the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, right? Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, these are examples of rich men, okay? It says,
and those are going to be the first crops of slavery. You know, also in the book of Ezekiel 39, those are going to be the niggas that are actually going to be digging up all the dead bodies, man. You know, they're going to be burying dead bodies, man. You know, actually burying dead bodies, not digging them up. They're going to be burying dead bodies, man. I believe for 7 years.
Yep, it is 7 years.
Yeah. Those are the first crops of slavery, man. You know.
I got that. That's the spirit. Because look, this is Psalms 149 and verse 7. I'll start verse 6. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth and two-edged sword in their hand to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. And who's our king or kings here on this side, man?
Right.
It's these wicked elite, all right? These rich people, okay? The Bill Gates,
Bill
you know,
Gates.
all of them, man.
Dr. Fauci, that ultimate devil.
You know, it says Jeff Bezos, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise you, Yahweh.
Right, well, the saints, again, Psalms 55 and Psalms 148. Okay, starting with the tabernacle of David, man. Okay, they're going to receive spiritual powers to go after these devils, man. Okay, go ahead, bro.
So Revelation.
Yeah, Revelation 6 and 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty man, and every bondman, and every freeman hid themselves in the dens and in the walls of the mountains, right, going to the bunkers, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne.
Yahweh Shai.
Right, that's Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
And from the wrath of the Lamb.
The Lamb.
The Lamb is
Yahweh Shai. You know.
And real quick, I want to prove that Yahweh Shai is that Lamb. This is John, okay, chapter 1. And verse 27, John 1, and 27, second, yeah, go ahead,
Mind, man. This is
I got it here, Slugger, bro. John 1 and 29, the next day John seeth Yahushua coming unto him, and saith, behold, the Lamb of Yahweh, which taketh away the sin of the world.
It doesn't mean the whole world, it means the world of Israel.
The world of Israel.
You know?
Okay, world without end. Okay,
Because
Isaiah 45 and 7.
Yahweh Shemi Shai changes not. Malachi 3 and 6.
Exactly.
You know, and we established earlier that the salvation is only for Israel. You know, the law, statutes, and commandments were given to Israel. You know, and if you want to go one step further, you can go to the book of Romans, 9th chapter, and it goes into detail, you know, about that. You know, you can read like 1 to like 13.
20.
Literally, yeah, you can keep on going to like 20. You know what I'm saying? But 13 is literally boom right there. You know what I'm saying?
Going back into that light or that lamp, you know, this is Proverbs 6 and 23. It says, for the commandment is a lamp and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. And who's the way of life? Yahushua. You know, he's the word. You know what I'm saying?
I want to back up the brother, how he said that The commandment is the lamp. Okay, and Yahweh Shai is the way of life. But be paraphrasing again. This is John 14 and 6. And it says, Yahweh Shai said unto him, and that's Thomas, right? Yahweh Shai having a dialogue with Thomas. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father, Yahweh, but by me. Right? Yahweh Shai, that's our mediator. Okay, back to the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, so our only way back to our power is Yahweh Shai, man. There's no other way. Okay, and if you try to go any other way besides Yahweh Shai, man, you're like unto a thief and a robber, like it says here in John chapter 10 and verse 1. Verily I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. So for you other camps who say that there's no Jacob's trouble, who don't want to go through our tribulation in order to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, you're like unto a thief and a robber. And we understand that no thief and no robber has eternal life, man. It says John 10 and 2. But he that entereth in by the door, which is Yahweh Shai, is the shepherd of the sheep.
And just to land back on the brother, man, this is Matthew 7 and verse 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate. And what is that straight gate? That straight gate is this specific doctrine tailored to the Israelites, okay? The elect. It says, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And what is the broad and wide gate? That's these other religions, okay? Christianity being a broad one, all right? Islam being a broad that broad gate. Another one is Judaism, okay? Those three entities are these broad gates that our people are going to, contrary to the straight gate, which is this truth. It says, let me just read that again. Enter ye in the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. You know, and that's why it goes back into in the Apocrypha, where it says, you know, many are chosen, or many are called, but few are chosen.
Right, and it also says that the world was created for many, but the world to come for few, man. Okay, and those few is us brothers, man, in these last days. Yep. I want to back you up. What was it, bro? Matthew,
that was Matthew 7 and 13.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel, which is the angel Uriel, which means what? Okay, the messenger of wisdom, of light. It says, there was sent unto me the angel, which had been sent unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, up, Esdras, and hear the words that I come to tell thee. And I said, speak on by power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the caves, the entrance were narrow, and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how he come into the broad? There is also another thing, a city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of good things, which that's the kingdom of heaven. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Going back into Acts, 14th chapter and the 22nd verse, how Yahweh Shai said what? Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom, man. Okay, you have to go through Jacob's trouble. You have to go through persecution. Okay, you have to go through the hour of temptation. Okay, it says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So how are you going to receive the kingdom if you don't catch hell, man? Okay, if you don't go through that narrow path, man. All right, got something, bro?
It says, biggest destroyer of peace. China lashes out after U.S. Navy warship sails through Taiwan Strait for 7th time under Biden. says, reading on, it says, U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer has crossed the Taiwan Strait in the South China Sea, making it the seventh such trip by an American warship this year, and prompting China to accuse the U.S. of trying to provoke its military.
Yep, and that's going to lead eventually to World War III. You know, Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, all those nations, you know, they're starting to let that hatred be known that they have for Babylon the Great, for America, man. You know, that goes back into what the brother brought out earlier in Obadiah 1 and 2. You know,
are greatly despised,
amongst
the heathen.
You know, amongst the heathen. All those are heathen nations, man. Heathen on heathen, you know. So Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. And when that third woe comes, this is going to be the final conclusion right here. You know, this is going to be the be-all, end-all of Babylon the Great, man.
Right.
A great destruction is coming for Babylon, man. You know?
Hey, I want to back you up on that, bro. Speaking about war, how about how Shai said he is the man of war? So when you go to Joel, the second chapter, okay, he has Joel 2, right? Where it speaks about wake up the mighty man.
Oh yeah, I had the spirit. That's the spirit. I was going to bring that up. Go ahead.
Is it Joel 2, right?
Joel
Yeah.
2.
2 and what, bro?
Joel, when they bring him to the valley of the
Yahweh Shaphat.
I think that's 3.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
3.
Joel
3.
3.
Water, bro. Joel.
It's like 9 or down, I believe.
Trying to get that.
Can I, I'm gonna get this
Yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead,
This
bro.
is
Yeah, it's all good, man.
2nd Ezra chapter 13 and I'll start at verse 5. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was a gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right, and what are the four winds of heaven? North, south, west, east. Compass, you know that?
It says, but I held, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. After this I beheld,
Right.
and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Right, the
So that's
partnership of Yahweh Shai.
Khan. So that's going into all these different militaries coming up, going against each other during the time of this. All right, right before this happens. Okay, they're going to be going up against each other, and then Yahushua is going to crack those skies. All right, and then,
They're going to stop fighting each other, and they're going to
turn
try to fight the Lord, man.
Khan.
Exactly,
You know, and this scripture is going. This actual 2nd Ezra 13 chapter is actually going into that.
Yep.
It's like I didn't even touch
oh no, you good. It says,
And Ezra, he said he was sore afraid.
Khan.
You know, the brother's going to cover that in a
Yep.
second. But,
I'll read it again. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him subdue him. They were trying to subdue, you know, the heavenly Yahushua. It says, were sore afraid, yet durst fight. So the Heavenly Father is going to put that spirit upon them, even to fight up against the Yahushua and his angels, or his chariots. Okay, it says, reading on, it says, and lo, he saw the violence of the multitude that came. He neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
Easy work right there, man.
Easy work. He don't have to do anything, man. It says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Right, concentrated laser beams, man.
Yep.
Okay,
Blast
turn you
of
into
fire.
ashes, right. And going back into the book of First Maccabees, okay, that Esau Edom's going to be turned onto ashes, worms, and dung. Okay, that's the end of the so-called white man.
Yep.
So Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. And that smith is Esau Edom, you know? And that instrument for his work is the ICBM missile, which the brother has a picture of right here, you know? And that's going to be the demise of Esau Edom's kingdom, man. That's going to be the end all be all of Babylon the Great, a great destruction, man. So to back that up, Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and the garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Now, why is that word fuel in the Old Testament? That's referring to the ICBM missile, man. You know?
Got another precept to back you up. This is Malachi 4 and 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. It's going to be that hot, man.
Right.
It says, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Stubble, going back into the book of Obadiah, how Esau shall be like unto stubble, man. Okay.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Right, ashes, man.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Dust to dust, man. That's the end game of Esau.
End all be all.
You want to get Jeremiah 51 and 25 over the show?
Jeremiah 50, what was that?
51 and 25. That goes to
Yeah.
Genesis as well.
Jeremiah 51 and 25, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain.
And mountains represent governments, and the destroying government in this last time, in this last age, in this last eon that we're in, is the beast system, Babylon the Great. And what's going to happen to Babylon the Great? Right here, man.
Be a nuclear holocaust, man.
America's out of there, man. And we're starting to see the beginning stages of it right now. All these nations, they're starting to let it be known that they'll press the button, man. They're puffing up at Esau, man. And Esau's puffing up at them, man.
That's those wars and rumors of wars.
Yep.
It says, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth.
And how is Esau destroying all the earth, man? His GMO foods,
Yep.
his chemtrails,
His wine, trying to get everybody else drunk off of his wine.
his lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it that this language is spoke? This is the language that all nations need to speak.
Universal.
The universal language.
You
Right?
need to speak English to fly a plane.
Damn. There you go, right?
Like
Yeah.
Spirit, man.
That shows you who's in power. That shows you, actually, if you have spiritual eyes, who Esau Edom is, man. Because what language, what continent of people's languages is spoken all around the globe? So-called European languages, man. And that's who's in power right now. It's like I bring it up all the time when I do camp, as many times as I can. It's not a towelhead on TV telling you that, he's gonna implement the mandate of the Yo Jabba Jabba.
Right.
It's an Edomite, man. Joe Biden, creepy, sleepy Joe Biden, Macron. The prime minister out there in the UK.
Oh, but Boris?
Yeah.
Fine.
The guy that's in charge in New Zealand.
Oh, fine.
The Edomite, man.
Yeah, they're all Edomites, man. It's not Ishmael.
Yeah, it's not any other nation, man. Ham definitely ain't doing it, man. Now you do have a Cushite on the board of the World Health Organization as far as Tedros, and he's part of the agenda, man. That's Psalms 83.
But you won't find not one Israelite on the board.
Nope.
Man.
Not one.
None of those boards, the UN, none of it, man.
Because that's that conspired. That goes back to that Psalms the 83rd chapter again.
Well, there was if you look at Event 201, guess who was there though? You didn't have a Jake, but you didn't have Jake as far as a man, but you had Eve. If you look at Event 201, I think she was the representative from the hotels.
Man.
And Eve was there. She had the little country twang accent. I was expecting her.
She might have been a terror.
Yeah, she might have been a terror, But of course, they had to throw that face in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
A black face.
A black face in the mix, and of course they throw a woman. You know what I'm saying?
That's how they did Kamala Harris. Even though she's not an Israelite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's a Elamite. If I'm not mistaken, I think her dad.
The father's a sea land of Elam.
She could be a Jake. Who knows? But her
But
father's an East Indian. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
trying to put, that face or that image to appease the Jake,
Scumbag Harris.
Let me continue on. It says, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain.
A burnt mountain, a burnt government. Okay, everything you see around you, man, is going to be turned into a complete desert. Okay, going back to Isaiah, the 34th chapter, man. Yeah.
It says, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundation, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Forever, man, not 10 years, not 20 years, not 100 years, it says forever. And I want to back you up about World War III. This is Joel 3 and verse 9. 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Right, again, going into North Korea, China, Japan, okay, Germany, okay, Spain. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Okay, going into Iran, okay, the Iranian Supreme Court, okay, their military, their navy.
And plowshares and pruning hooks, they're farming materials. So it shows that these nations who aren't mighty nations in the form of being warmongers, you know, they're gonna get that spirit put on them by Yahweh Shem Yahshai to rise up against Esau, man. You know, and that final deadly blow is gonna be Esau Edom getting hit with his own creation.
Exactly.
You know, that thermonuclear missile, man. That strange rain.
Keep on going. It says, assemble yourselves and come, O ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Bitter cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, right? The valley of decision. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, man. So that goes into what the brother read in goes to 2nd Ezra. Okay, Yahweh is going to return from the east, man, with the fathership and destroy the heathen. Okay, with that concentrated laser, man. Got something, bro?
Yeah. Just to back you guys up on the thermonuclear missiles. So this is yep. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 39. I'm gonna read through 43. And strong winds. You want to get Jeremiah 51 and 2, a destroying wind. I think that's 51 and 2. 51, Baba Gasha. Jeremiah, so that's like this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 39. And strong winds shall arise from the east and shall open it, and the clouds which he raised up in wrath, and the stars stirred to cause fear toward the east, and the west wind shall be destroyed. And that wind, that's going to be those ICBM missiles, man. You know.
I want to back you up, bro. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot unto the ends of the world. Right, so these missiles, they are going to come from the east. Okay, what do you have? What kingdoms do you have in the east? Russia, Iran, North Korea. Okay, they're going to be sent here to the west, man, which is here in America, man.
Yep.
Babylon the Great.
And the prophets, they use old school terminologies,
Right.
Because ICBM nuke, it wasn't in the vocabulary back then.
They were known as arrows and
Yep.
and
Because
bows.
if
Bows
you
and
look
arrows, man.
closely, this looks like an arrow.
Right.
Especially one of those ICBM missiles, the huge ones.
Exactly.
It looks exactly like an arrow, you know?
Right, and that's the best way with Esdras. That's how he was able to describe it, man. Okay, as a bone and an arrow. That bow is symbolic to the silos. That's how you pronounce it, right, bro? The silos. Okay, the technology that holds the arrows. The arrows are the ICBM missiles, man. Jeremiah 51 and 1, and the title says the prophecy against Babylon continued.
Yep.
Thus said Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind.
Yep.
Kind of destroying wind goes into the ICBM missiles, man. It's what's going to happen when the ICBM missiles hit America, man. Okay, it's going to cause or create or generate, okay, a destructive wind. Okay, everything's going to fall apart. All the elements, okay, are going to melt. It says, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. It says, verse 3, against him that bendeth, let the, is it archer? Archer right here, right? Yeah. Let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up, and the bring him down, and spare ye not her young man, destroy ye utterly, O her host. Another word for host is the army, man. So the army of Esau is gonna be destroyed, man. Their military, their navy.
And that man that's lifted up is Esau Edom, going back to Obadiah 1 and 3, and the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the cooks of the rocks. His habitation is on high. That man is lifted up because of his pride. So 2nd Ezra 15 and 39, just to read it again and pound the point home. And strong winds shall arise from the east, and that's where the ICBM missiles are going to be shot from. They're going to be shot from those eastern nations, man. China, Iran, Russia, also the nations that are going to hate the whore.
Right.
All their partners in the
Their alliance, man.
Yeah, their alliance.
The EU and the NATO, European Union.
all of them are going to shoot those arrows over here, man.
Right.
So 2nd Ezra 15 to 39, and strong winds, destroying wind,
Destroying winds. ICBM missiles.
shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and a cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the stars stirred to cause fear towards the east, and the west wind shall be destroyed. A great and mighty cloud, and the great and mighty clouds shall be lifted up, full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, that they may pour out over every high and eminent place, and horrible star, fire and hail and flying swords that's going into ICBM missiles, man, the arrows,
man.
and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And when these ICBM missiles hit, you're gonna have the waters on fire too, man. It's gonna be so hot, bro. You're gonna have certain areas, around Babylon the Great where the waters are actually gonna be on fire as well.
That was actually a depiction of that was just a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, where there was an oil spill in somewhere, and there was the water was engulfed in flames.
Yep. So 2nd Ezra 15 to 41 again. Fire and hail and flying swords and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers, and the abundance of great waters. And they shall break down cities and walls and mountains and hills, trees of the wood and grass of the meadows, and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. And that's exactly where those ICBM missiles are going to hit. Babylon the Great, those destroying winds coming from the east.
I want to back you up, bro. This is Revelation 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So the only thing we're going to see here in Babylon, man, is unclean animals. Okay, the lizards. Okay, different sets of reptiles, man. Okay,
Things they're supposed to eat,
God, unclean. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine, going into Esau's philosophies, of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay, and that's how the nations were. This is how the nations got rich, man, from the power of Esau. Okay, and how did Esau receive his blessings? Okay, going back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, man. Okay, Isaac giving the blessing to Esau to receive the fatness of the earth for a temporal amount of time.
I'm going to get the next article. It says, stunned plane passenger films shape-shifting UFO hovering 30,000 feet in the air.
And that's going to be a very, 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 very big surprise to all those nations that have space programs, man. So-called space programs, man. That's actually not going to be a big surprise to some of them. But a lot of those guys who are actually building these space programs, they're building them out of pride, man. Because there's no match, for those chariots, man.
Easy work.
There's been videos of them trying to bomb the chariots, and the chariots shooting the missile back. And what are the chariots doing? The chariots are popping up on naval ships, mid-sea, hovering around them, showing up at nuclear facilities. turning on and off the nuclear reactors, you know, popping up at certain military bases.
Right.
Certain-
Creating volcano eruptions as well.
Yep.
Earthquakes.
Letting Esau know you stand no match, man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't stand a chance. Your arms are too short to box with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man.
Exactly, man. Got something, bro?
I got three. So this is Nahum chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, Yahweh is jealous and Yahweh revengeth. Yahweh revengeth and is furious. Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. Right, so you know, you got a lot. You have the chariots. Going into the chariots, you're gonna have, you know, you got all these images. There's over 144 reported sightings of these chariots. Okay, and you know, they come in all various forms. You know, this one in particular was it was shape shifting, so it was going from like being vertical to horizontal. Okay, just manipulating the elements, right? And then but as far as the, you know, the clouds being his feet, you know, you got these images of these clouds. It wouldn't be a cloud in the sky, but then you'll have this one,
Right, just one.
and it just looks like a major chariot just coming towards
He
us.
said that backs you up. So this is Psalms 104, 1 through 3. Bless the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, O my soul. O Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who covers thyself with light as with a garment, who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain, Psalms 104 and 3, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. And you know, the chariots can appear in all sorts of fashions. They can look like a cloud, you know, which if you go into the scriptures, you get in detail. The chariots are often referred to as clouds, you know.
Or flying roll. Like,
Flying roll.
Zechariah mentioned. Right?
Yep. Or they can be and appear to be like a triangular or a rectangle.
A prism, rectangular prism.
Yep.
Okay, defeating the laws of gravity, man.
Yep.
Okay.
They can stop on a dime, you know, go super hypersonic speeds to the 10th power, you know, then disappear, reappear, then pop up and then show all sorts of lights, you know, then drop a beam on you, man, and melt you, man.
They're not in subjection with the elements of this world, man, because they're not of this world.
And Esau stands no chance against him, man. That's why he's afraid. That's why he created the whole myth of green men being inside them, you know, which is blasphemy, man.
Right, it is.
You know. Also, what did the nigga Ronald Reagan say? You know, he said we need to fight. It's like if we were under the event of a extraterrestrial attack, we need to band together. You know, he was saying that at one of those international meetings. I believe it was a UN meeting. You know, in the 80s, because they know, you know, the wicked elites. They know, man. You know, but they don't stand a chance. They you know, they have no chance, man. You know,
They know those are our brothers in those chariots. You know,
and that's why they're looking to conceal this message. You know,
Yep.
because you have a lot of Jakes starting to wake up at the last hour, who are actually starting to realize that those aren't green men in those, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Those are so-called black men.
it's,
The angels, man, the messengers, man. They're so-called black men. They're not no big-headed, you know, some small nose, no ears. Okay, alien-looking, okay, entity, man. Okay. Whatever.
I saw a video. It was a while back, but it was of a what it looked to be appeared to be an Edomite, and he was talking about he had a dream or something of a chariot coming to him and it opening up, and what the images that he saw was what appeared to be tall black men.
And tall, like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, like
Okay.
yeah, like taller than NBA players, man.
I want to back you up about the UFOs. This is the vision of Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying robe. So the so-called UFOs are like unto flying robes. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying robe. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, this is a curse that goeth over the face of the whole earth. Now, when you go into the statistics of UFO sightings, okay, Babylon the Great here in America is where you see, okay, most of the so-called UFO sightings. It says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh Shemel Shai of armies, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. And who's that thief? Esau. Going back to John 10 and 44. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to destroy, roughly paraphrasing. And it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, right? Calling upon Caesar Borgia, Jesus Christus. It says, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Right, going into the concentrated laser, man, of the so-called UFOs and chariots. All right, that's bro. All right,
Says CNN's Don Lemon says the unhocus pocus shouldn't be allowed in grocery stores, sporting events, or even at work. All right, that's the time that we're getting into, man. You know, they're about to make it mandatory. All right, and you won't be able to do anything. You know, there's going to be come soon. I forget what day, but there's going to be a mass eviction coming up. I think it was one of the brothers that posted earlier today. How I think it was from Men of Valor, South Carolina camp, where he was going into. There's going to be a mass eviction notice because those who aren't hocus pocus. All right, next one is NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio announces that the days of the hocus pocus being voluntary is over, and it's time for it to be mandated.
Right, righteous retreats, man. Okay. The same thing that was going on in the book of Maccabees is going to manifest, man, again in these United States.
Yep, nothing new under the sun. Next one is Philippines. The unhocus pocus Filipinos from 25th of August will no longer be able to go shopping. Only the hocus pocus, upon presentation of their cards, shall be allowed into public and private markets, including stores, supermarkets, etc.
Right, going into Psalms, the second chapter. Why do the heathen rage? Okay, and why do the kings of the earth imagine a vain thing, man? Okay, closing down shops. Okay, and just speaking manners and folly, man. That's a heathen custom, so to speak. All right, bro.
And lastly, this is it says Biden requiring federal workers to prove their status or submit to strict safety rules. All right, I'm gonna just read some of the key points. It says federal workers are required to prove their status or submit to a series of rigorous safety protocols. He also called on state and local governments to give out $100 prizes to those who get it. So now they've been doing this, but they're giving incentives just for you to put a poison inside of you. And then lastly, it says the new rules and perks come as the highly transmissible DV spread nationwide.
And these are examples of the hour of temptation, man. Okay, for example, Yahweh was tempted. Okay, when the devil spoke to him and told him, if you bow down to me, I'll give you everything you ever desire, man. Okay, want to get that real quick?
No, get a accept no gift. It's in the law. I get Ecclesiastes 7:7. So I get 7:7 and 7:8. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. And what are they doing to basically coerce people into bowing down? They're giving out gifts, you know, lottery drafts, you know, free burgers, free fries, you know, but those are all snares, you know, to entrap you and to take away your potential blessing as far as being, you know, numbered amongst those men that actually receive salvation, man. You know, that's Esau snaring you, man. You know, what's he trying to do? He's trying to strip you from the blessing, man.
From the blessing,
you know,
from our power, man. From the how about Shemel Shai?
You know, and there's a phrase in the world, misery loves company, man. And that's why the people who are joined unto them, they're going to be thrust through, man. Through, pun intended with that statement, man. You know? So Ecclesiastes 7:7, so surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. And a gift destroyeth the heart, your mind, you know? And he's destroying your mind because he's putting nanoparticles directly in your brain with the test, man. You know? Also, he's destroying your mind because what is he doing? He's pushing false narratives, you know? A pandemic, you know? And all the new variants are made up things around things that already exist. Runny nose, fever, so on and so forth. You know, you could just have a common cold, man. You know, but if you go down to those testing centers, you know, which 90% of the testing centers, 96% of the tests actually produce false positives, man. You know,
Going into ER physicians in North Valley, man.
Yep.
They even have, there was a video that they took the little test
There's
strips
nanoparticles in
and
it.
they scraped it. Yeah, they scraped the test, and there was little particles that get embedded into your brain. So when you get the hocus pocus and then you get that, they work together and they fuck you up.
Yep. That's why I read that, because, you know, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Yeah, they're giving you free tests, but what are they doing with that free test? They're destroying your lahab, your mind.
And a lot of that too is they're throwing away the test soon after. Like they take it, they don't even keep it for to see if you even have it.
No,
They'll just throw it right away, right there after.
it's just a goal to get those nanoparticles in your body,
Into
man.
your- yep.
You know, because those nanoparticles, what do? They attack your body and they destroy your immune system, man, and they destroy your genome. You know, making you a creation of Esau, Edom, man. You know, a vessel of wrath fit for destruction, man, because you chose to trust in the shadow of Egypt, man, and trust in chariots because they're mighty, you know. And a chariot represents power, and that's what Esau, Edom has, you know, because the earth's been given into his hands for a short season, man. So Ecclesiastes 7:8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. And Esau, Edom is the proud in spirit. That's why that's what the scriptures say in Revelation 13:10. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. You know, we're of that fold. We're patiently waiting to slap cuffs on this nigga, man. You know,
Exactly, bro.
you know, to dash some little ones against stones, man. You know, for all the rape, robbery, murder, and oppression that's happened to our people, man. You know, as well as you heathens, man.
Right.
You know,
Moabites,
it's not just about Esau, Edom, man, because all these heathen nations had a hand in somehow in some form of putting us in captivity. You know,
Council.
the Philistines, the Babylonians, you know, the Moabites, the Ammonites, you know,
The Persians and the Medes.
the Persians and the Medes.
Right.
All y'all got to get this work, man. The Watusis, you know,
Watusis,
all y'all, man. The Ishmaelites,
Arabs.
camel jockeys, man.
Exactly.
Towel heads, man.
Ah.
You know, you doo-doo stinking ass Hamites, man.
Ah.
You know,
The worst of the worst, man.
Hey, I gotta
You know,
Under Esau.
you sister humping Edomites, man. You know, you blood drinking Amalekites, man.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what happened in Medes.
blood drinker. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what do they do when they do an oral circumcision? They suck the blood out of the baby's wang, man.
Yeah, and that's
You know,
in their law, in their book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Talmud.
also the Talmud backs up
Bestiality.
bestiality, man. You know, and what's Esau, Edom? A brute beast, man.
You're a beast, man.
Basis of men.
Contrary to
Violent than the earth.
Yeah. Vagabond.
This is land back on you, brother. This is Psalm 38 and 12. It says they also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long.
Right, the devil works overtime, man. He don't take no breaks out. Okay?
Going to and fro throughout the earth, see who he can deceive.
Right.
And on the spiritual overtone, that's what Esau, Edom's doing.
Right.
Going to and fro in the earth, seeing who can he get to bow down, worship his science, worship his new world order. You know, who's gonna bend the knee, man? You know, bend the knee, man. You know, and this is the ultimate. This is the real Game of Thrones, man. Because rulership is online, man.
Right.
Immortality is online. You know, and we're looking to be those immortals, man. We don't want to die. You know, we want to be those men in the steadfast that in the form of who Yahweh Shai told, you shall surely not taste of death, man.
Right.
You know, there's actual men on this planet that won't die, man. You know, and that's actually true. And it takes faith to believe that report, man. You know, and you have a lot of our people, they believe in the report of Christianity, man. In the report of Cesare Borgia. And what's that going to lead them to? Their death. You know, and what are the black clergies and the Latino clergies telling our people to do? Go down there and get bit by the go down there and get bit by the serpent, man.
Yeah,
go down there and see
slaughterhouses, man.
Go down there and see Mad Max, man. And a lot of our people, they're not feeling so well after they come back from seeing Mad Max, man.
Yeah, they're bugging out, getting side effects.
You know,
different diseases.
Yep, people actually dying, man, left and right.
Yep.
But they're not putting that on the mass media, on the media stream or the streams.
They're promoting fear.
Yep.
You know, it's the ultimate fear porn, man. You know, just constant. As soon as this thing happened, what was everybody doing? Forced to stay in their houses after a month or two.
And buying toilet tissue.
Buying no toilet tissue. You know, you're wiping with paper towels.
Of all things, toilet tissue. Come on, man.
Right.
Just man, hurting.
It ain't gonna save you.
Hurting, man. You know what I'm saying? Hurting. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody, the other people, a lot of people, better yet, were under the vibration of watching the news all day. You know,
Right.
you know.
That's all it is just to promote their fear. Okay?
And what was he doing? Giving you his philosophy, giving you his wine, telling you come down, trust me. A different story every day. Oh, yeah, mask on, mask off. We don't know. Yeah, the numbers are rising. Dr. Fauci on TV. Don't, and you can't, the scriptures say never trust thy enemy, man. You know? And this man was on TV. This man's a known liar. You know?
It's a
When-
father of lies.
When the AIDS epidemic happened, Dr. Fauci and his constituents were actually behind the so-called research in the land of Ham, you know? And what were they doing? They were injecting Hamites and Israelites among them with so-called, you know, prevention, and a lot of them end up having the HIV-Z for sheezy, man, and the AIDS, man, you know, and that's not known to the general public. But if you go look it up, man, you'll find it out, man. You know, he was behind that, man, and then when he got asked about it, what did he do? He fucking lied, man. You know. So
Speaking lies. You know? Smooth as butter.
So Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, in his la'ab, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, Yahweh Shai, but he shall be broken without hand. And that reminds me of the Bel and the Dragon, where Daniel said that he would slay the dragon without sword, you know?
That dragon symbolic to Esau, man.
Yeah.
That great serpent.
Yeah, in Revelation, the 20th chapter, you know, because it talks about Esau, Edom, that old serpent, the devil and Satan, you know, who is the dragon as well. And this dragon is set to wage war against the children of Israel, you know, Revelation 12:17, you know, and what is he speaking like right now? He's not speaking like he's speaking like a serpent, but he's talking like BG Dragon, man, you know, about to be OG Dragon, you know, just to use California terminologies, man, you know, but that's what he's speaking like, man, you know, and a lot of our people, man, they're looking at us. Yeah, Jake walked by the camp all day, not one Jake listen, man. You know, we look crazy to them, man. But when this man does what he does, and certain men here, I don't rather saw, are protected, eating and drinking in that day, good, you know, they try to kick in our door, the door just pushes them back, man. You know? You know? Or somehow, when they try to go to our apartment, our door doesn't exist, it just looks like a wall with a refrigerator full of food, you know? We'll see in that day, man. You know? That's why we're out here, man. We're out here because we're seeking our own salvation with fear and trembling. And we're kissing the sun. We're not doing it in the form of, you know,
Glorifying ourselves, man.
you know, for vainglory. We're doing this for salvation, man. You know?
Kingdom, man.
We want rulership. We want dominion. We want this nigga in chains tonight. You know? Baba Gashah, you know what I'm saying? Please, you know? Just get this man out of power, man. You know? We can't stand the look of these people when they walk by, man, and
Those horrible vibes, man.
thinking that their city shall continue, you know?
Get that real quick. Lead them.
I think Genesis 49 and 11. I think it is. 49, I think that their houses shall continue, right?
Oh, that's some Psalms. Yes, some Psalms. House, Zebra.
Yeah, I don't think Genesis. Any more articles?
I think there was a video.
I think it's City. Either one. Sometimes we miss.
Yeah.
We miss some of the shots you got to.
Exactly, bro. Psalms 49
Yep, sounds good.
and verse 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Right, and that's what Esau thinks, man, the daily, man, that his kingdom's gonna be here, okay, for eternity, man. Not knowing that the judgments of Yahweh Shemel Shai are about to be executed, man. Okay, and this was starting to play out, okay, in a format of the pandemic, okay, in the form of the hocus pocus, okay, in the form of the prophets being out here in the highways and hedges, pursuant to Jeremiah 28 and 8. Okay, the prophets speak about war. Okay, they speak about pestilence, about destruction, man. And this devil was very afraid. That's the point. This is Psalms chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom. Right, another word for Edom means red, or the vagabond. In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation of, O daughter of Babylon. Right, who's the daughter of Babylon? And that's symbolic to the so-called white man, Esau. It says, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
And if you go into race it means erase it. That's what they try to do to our heritage, man.
Right.
You know, calling us all these bywords and proverbs, you know, taking away our language, taking away our customs, beating it out of us. You know, they actually tried to make Israel and the name of Israel no remembrance, you know, Psalm 53, you know.
It says, verse 9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
That's going to be a happy day
Right.
to those men that stood faithful, you know, those men that went out there, rain, sleet, snow, and shine.
Right.
They put up videos as many times as they can a week, you know, they were brotherly, you know, giving alms, you know, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure, man, you know, and that's what we're looking to be a part of, man. You know, we're looking to get rulership and also all the rewards that come with the kingdom, man. That's going to come to the elect first, man. And certain men, you know, as well as the innumerable multitude, women and children, are not going to have to die to get it, you know. Owning a chariot, man. Owning your own planet, man. You know, telling Amalek, you know, go over there. I'm going to have Japhet go over there and put you in order. And if you say anything, I'm going to have Oops beat the shit out of you, man. You know, that's going to be a great, privilege, you know, to those men, you know.
That's power right there, man.
That's actual power, man. You know, that's Revelation 2 and 26 and 27, you know.
Get that?
Yeah. So
Revelation 22.
Revelation 2, 26 through 27. I will give them power over the nations. Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 2. And this is 22, bro.
Revelation 2 and 25. 20. You can get 25 through 27.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already hold, Slakia, but that which ye have, already
true.
hold
That which ye
fast
have.
till I come.
That which ye have.
Right.
Hold fast till I come. You know?
And it's that oil, man. You got to retain that oil and not spill that oil.
Occupy till I come. You know? That's what we're supposed to do. Stay on fire. You know?
This is verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my words unto the end, going back into Matthew 24 and 13, he that shall endure unto the end shall be saved. Okay, saved from what? Saved from destruction. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my words unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Power. That's what we want, man. You know? And
Hey, Salaka, bro, and even right now, man, there is a form of power. Okay, Yahushua said via John, okay, that a man can receive nothing from heaven unless it's given from, okay, Yahweh Bashin Yahushua, man. So we're given power to go to the highways and hedges, okay, and prophesy the downfall of our enemies. Revelation 2 and 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
that's what those rods of iron are for, man. You know?
Slavery.
So, so this is Job 20, 5 through 9, and then we'll close out with Brother's precept right there in the book of.
Oh, no, I was gonna
It's okay. So Job 20 and 5. Let me get 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Who's a hypocrite? Esau.
And the wicked is Esau, Edom as well. You know, and it says the triumphing of the wicked is short. This man is set to rule for a short season, man. You know, this final rulership of the final beast system, what was it, a 500 year
Yeah,
reign?
about 524,
529.
What's that compared to eternity, man? Nothing. You know?
Hey, Yahweh Bashin Yahushua said, one day is like into 1,000 years.
Yeah, not even a half a day he ruled, man.
Not even half a
Yeah.
day.
You know? And we're starting to see the end of this man's kingdom, man. You know? So this is Job 20 and 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and that's this man being puffed up, you know? And his head reach unto the clouds.
Right, his NASA.
Yep.
Okay, his
Space program.
Space program.
Space Force.
Space Force.
Yep. Job 20 and 7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. He shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. And that's going into a few things, man. Him actually being able to roam the earth, you know, as a nation, as far as Esau, Edom, him being in rulership, him having a kingdom, all that's through, man. You know? And it's actually preordained from the foundations of the earth, from the heavens by the Heavenly Father, man, through his Son, man, the Word. So this is meant to happen, man. And all these things that are written in the scriptures are going to happen, man. You know, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai, his word does not go out void, man.
How about Shimon Shai got a sense of humor too? You know, how he's talking about how you're gonna be looking for him like dung being flushed down the toilet, like, oh, where'd it go? You know, that's how Esau gonna be, man. You're gonna be looking for him, and ain't nowhere to be found.
Psalms 2 and 4 says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
The Lord shall have him in derision.
The Lord shall have him in derision. And right now he's in derision.
Yeah.
Because he's scrambling, trying to hold on to the blessing, trying to conceal the message going out,
Right.
trying to get everybody to believe his lies,
He's
trying
you know,
so hard.
trying to hide history,
He's done, man.
you know, trying to keep his people recreating.
Right.
It's over, man. It's all over with the Quran. The
Right.
writing's in the wall.
Right.
You know, many Tekel and Pearson, man.
Right.
You've been found one time. It's sufficient to rule, man. You're out of there, man. Through.
Finish.
Finish him.
Finish him. Top 10.
Speaking of finish him, let's wrap out with this precept.
I got this one. I'm gonna pull out one more.
All right, guys.
This is Obadiah 1 of 15. It says, "For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee."
All the heathen, man. Not just Esau, Edom.
Right.
You know, it's near all the heathen, man.
Right, Elam, Moab, Ammon.
And to take it one step further, to add a spiritual overtone to that, 2/3 of our people are heathens, man. So it's
Right.
near to them as well, man. You know, those so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Seminole Indians that don't want to hearken to this word, it's near unto you as well, man. That's why we're doing our best not to be amongst that number, man.
Hey, as we said, be the shadow of this world, right? Okay, stay away from the ways of Babylon the Great.
It says, thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually.
What's that holy mountain? Okay, Mount Zion. Okay, a place of remembrance. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the true Israelites. Right?
It says, yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
Yeah, a nightmare.
Yep.
Right, this sounds a complete nightmare, man.
It's gonna be that like a nightmare, like you said. It was just for a brief moment in time, man.
Damn, man,
And you're gonna wake
100 years.
when you wake up. You're gonna be awake in your right mind in the kingdom.
Huh.
All right, I'm gonna close out with this. This is Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. It says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom."
Spirit, I got it right here, bro.
Hey, that's the spirit, bro. Hey, it says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever." It's like it says, "Forever, even forever and ever."
Eternity, man.
Eternity.
Immortality.
Allah,
Yeah, which is
Yahweh,
Yahweh Shai. Without Yahweh Shai, we cannot receive immortality, man.
So, Anu Ratazah, that's the Lord's will in Paleo Hebrew. You were edified. So, let's turn to the east and close on out. And in closing, we'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kodash.
Double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone, who do rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom to the elders and the elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to all the sincere Akim and Akwat who do subscribe to this truth. A hearty shalom to the men out there on the highways and byways, highways and hedges, preaching and teaching of truth and sincerity, risking their lives and risking their freedom. Now more so than ever, especially in these times of what's going on, making their bodies a living sacrifice out there on the highways and byways, highways and hedges, with the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy, which allows those men to go into the scriptures and bring out understanding on a high level. And last but not least, a hearty shalom to the men of Valor Camp, New Jersey, NYC, South Carolina, DTA Camp, Philly, Baltimore, Jersey, NYC. First camp I ever heard the truth from, Isaiah 62, verses 6 through 7. Those that make mention of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, keep not silence. Give him no rest day or night. To Jerusalem is a praise in the earth. So once again, Lord's will, you found this camp session edifying. And until next time, Lord's will, shalom.
Shalom.
DTA, Abba Babal.
Abba Babal.
So. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.